Most people don't realize how fragile modern communication really is. Your phone works until it doesn't, the internet works until it doesn't, and the grid works until it doesn't. That's one reason Meshtastic has started getting so much attention lately. It's not about panic, it's about having another way to communicate when normal systems are unavailable. Meshtastic is an open-source communication system that uses LoRa radios to send messages over long distances without cellular service or internet. Instead of relying on towers, the devices talk directly to each other and pass messages from node to node. As more people join, the network becomes stronger and more useful. It's a simple idea, but a very powerful one. And this is probably one of the best times yet to get into Meshtastic. There are more devices, more polished designs, and more beginner-friendly options than there were even a year ago. But unlike something like the Baofeng Boom back in the day, there isn't one single device that defines Meshtastic. There are lots of options, and that's both the good part and the confusing part. Some people want the easiest possible entry point, and that means ready-made devices that work almost right out of the box. That's where things like the heltec Mesh Pocket, MusiWorks R1, WizMesh Pocket, TDEC Plus, and the SenseCap T1000E make a lot of sense. You turn them on, pair them with your phone, and you're already most of the way there. For beginners, that kind of simplicity matters a lot. The SenseCap T1000E is a great example of that simple approach. It's compact, lightweight, and very easy to carry, making it a nice beginner node or even a spare device to keep with you. The downside is that smaller size usually means a smaller battery, and sometimes a more specialized charging cable. But as a first step into Meshtastic, it's very approachable. Then you have devices that give you a bit more interaction directly on the hardware itself. Some offer screens, physical controls, and quick access to messages or node information without always needing the phone app. That makes them feel more like complete standalone gadgets, rather than just little radio boards. But usually, once features go up, battery life starts going down. Battery life is one of the big things that separates Meshtastic devices. Some are perfect for a day trip, some will last a weekend, and others can keep going for much longer, depending on the hardware and how you use them. So when choosing a device, it's worth thinking less about hype and more about your actual use case, because the coolest one on paper is not always the one you'll enjoy using. There are also combo-style devices like the heltec Mesh Pocket, which blends Meshtastic with battery bank functionality. That means you get a node that can also charge your phone, which is genuinely useful when you're out for longer periods. It's a practical idea and honestly, one of those designs that just makes sense. One device, two jobs, less junk in your bag. But if you want to go one step further and build something yourself, that's where DIY kits start to shine. This is where Meshnology kits like the N30, N32, and N35 come in. They take a simple and inexpensive heltec board and turn it into an actual portable node with a battery, case, and antenna. And the nice part is that they're much easier to assemble than they look. These kits usually include the enclosure, battery, antenna hardware, and the little parts needed to put the whole thing together cleanly. The main differences between the models usually come down to size, battery capacity, and overall layout. So for example, a larger battery can make a huge difference if you want a node that runs longer without charging. That's especially useful if the node is going somewhere more permanent. Today we're going to build one of these DIY Meshtastic devices and flash it with firmware. As an example, I'll be using the Meshnology N32 Plus, which is basically a heltec V3 bundled with a battery, case, and everything you need to turn it into a handheld. So instead of sourcing parts, you just assemble and go. The Meshnology N32 Plus comes in at around $40 for a single kit, which includes the board, battery, case, and antenna all in one package. At the core of this device is the heltec V3, which uses an ESP32 dual-core processor paired with an SX1262 LoRa radio, so you get long-range communication combined with enough processing power to run Meshtastic smoothly. And yeah, this is basically the brain of the whole device. First thing you want to do is install the antenna before anything else. Trust me, this will save you a lot of frustration later. Start by connecting the small antenna cable to the board, then remove the nut and washers from the antenna connector. Push it through the hole gently, but with purpose, and then secure it with the nut. And one important thing here, never power up the device without the antenna connected. If you do, you can actually damage the radio on the board. So always make sure the antenna is in place first. Next, we'll attach the adhesive tape that will hold the battery in place. This helps keep everything secure inside the case and prevents the battery from moving around. Just peel it and stick it where the battery will sit. Now we'll tuck the antenna wire neatly to the side, and once you're sure the antenna is properly connected, we can attach the battery cable to the heltec board. Take your time here and make sure everything sits cleanly before moving on. Next, we'll add the foam pad on top of the battery. This helps keep everything snug inside the case and prevents the battery from moving or rattling around. It's a small detail, but it makes the whole device feel much more solid. Now we'll attach the board to the case using the 3 screws. Make sure all 3 are in place, including the lower right one, which I totally forgot during filming and had to add later. Just tighten them enough so everything feels secure, but don't overdo it. Next, we'll use the small black screws to secure the case. Place the top cover on and make sure all the holes line up before tightening anything. Then add the screws and tighten them evenly so everything sits nicely in place. Lastly, remove the protective film and adhesive backing from the screen cover and carefully place it onto the device. Make sure it's aligned properly before pressing it down. Once it's in place, your build is complete. Alright, there we go. That was actually pretty easy. Now, depending on your device, it might not come with Meshtastic firmware pre-installed. So the next step is to flash the Meshtastic firmware onto the board and get it ready to use. On your web browser, navigate to flasher.meshtastic.org and select the heltec V3 device from the list. You can use the default firmware that it suggests, and then press Flash. Select your device from the serial port list and hit Update to start the process. Once the flashing process is complete, your device may restart automatically, and if not, you can press the reset button to reboot it. After that, your device is ready to use. You can use your phone to set up the basic settings, but today we're doing it through the web browser. Go to client.meshtastic.org, press Add Connection, name your device, select Serial, and choose the correct port. Then save the connection and press Connect. After the device connects, the first thing we need to do is set the LoRa region. This ensures it complies with local regulations and operates on the correct frequency. In my case, I'll select EU 868 since I'm located in Europe. Next, press the Save button and wait for the device to reboot with the correct region settings. If you want more details about the different regions, you can find them on the Meshtastic website. On the boot screen, you can see the current Meshtastic version running on the device. In the flasher, you can also choose newer alpha versions if you want to try the latest features. Just keep in mind that alpha versions are still work in progress and may not be fully stable. Next, we'll rename the device so others can identify you more easily, especially if you have multiple nodes so you know which is which and your friends can recognize you. Go to Device Config, and under User, you can set both the long name and the short name. Keep in mind the short name is limited to 4 characters. Select any name you want, and once again, save and let the device reboot. After reboot, other devices will start receiving updates with your new name. Keep in mind, your browser might still show the old name until you refresh or reconnect. Now you're ready to send messages. We'll use the primary channel, which you can find under the Messages menu. If you want to explore more advanced setups like multiple channels, the Meshtastic website has great tutorials. But for now, let's send a quick hello world from the N32 to my Meshnology N30 on the right. Okay, the message was received. Now I just need to press the upper button on the N30 to open the Messages page and view incoming messages. As you saw, these DIY devices are actually very easy to build, and I'll leave a link in the description if you want to get one. Meshtastic can be a great extra backup for communication or just a fun new hobby to get into and experiment with. I'd love to see more people getting into Meshtastic, so if you need any help, just drop a comment. And if you enjoyed the video, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Thank you for watching, and more videos coming soon.